Hey Sagittarius, your love and relationship reading. Something has been off balance for a while now, and the King of Pentacles in the middle of the reading in reverse, coming through actually with your energy in this reading too, Sagittarius in reverse, Knight of Rods, is telling me that it could be you, Sagittarius, that just hasn't been feeling balanced, hasn't been feeling any sense of peace. In the recent past, the Two of Swords in reverse tells me that there's been like a hard no for you, and something about how this relationship flows has been way off for you. If you're dealing with a Pisces or a Sagittarius at this time, it seems like one of them is trying to make amends here, okay? It could be the other person I'm picking up, Sag, if you're not dealing with one of those signs. So there is a conversation starting today, around now, whenever you see this. It's opening up with the Page of Pentacles pretty soon, that things are moving along, and you'll know what I'm talking about. The High Priestess tells me that you are entering a continued phase of like a hiatus with your person, or a pulling back. This is a very reserved energy, and it tells me that you already are aware that something about what's going on now you have to take a step back from, or your person's gone quiet, or there's just a lack of contact or communication there at this time. It's sustaining for a little bit at this time, although the Page of Cups and the King of Cups, like, they desperately want to connect to each other somehow. So how will we do that? We can clear these cards up and go a little deeper, Sagittarius, but for now I see that there is a need and a want or a desire from two people's heart space to connect again. There's maybe a stubbornness here with the King of Pentacles, this very earthy, fixed energy. In reverse, it's just the most stubborn it can be. And there's just like a real refusal to talk about something or to express something. The Six of Cups telling me that there is a deep-rooted feeling of intimacy, and there is growth in this relationship. Three of Cups, there is flourishing to be had and happen for you. The person that you're dealing with is coming through as the Two of Wands. Now, if this reading resonates with you, and I'll pull more cards and we'll get into it now, I've got a link to an extended in the description box below, where we're going to talk about the situation from the perspective of the person you're dealing with. To touch on it now, they're coming through as the Two of Wands, so some indecision on their part, but also eagerness to progress, you know, so they do want to go further with whatever's happening in the relationship, but there is just some indecision. Maybe it's because you're coming through with such a, like, I guess, reserved and even standoffish energy, or like you're just like ignoring them or something like that, Sag. Okay, so let's look at the King of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so this has not reached stability at this point, so we're going to look at what's not feeling very grounded in this relationship right now. The Lover's at the bottom of the deck, the Queen of Rods. Now, there doesn't seem to be an issue with passion, or else for some it's the complete opposite. There has been a hiatus and a block around any sort of a physical embrace or anything that sounds like sparks flying to you. But overall, I do sense that for some, intimacy in the physical is not an issue right now, and it's actually perhaps being used for some in an unhealthy way, or a way that makes you feel unstable or not so grounded. Take what resonates and leave the rest, Sagittarius. But your heart wants something. The Knight of Cups, what is it that you're after in a kind of emotional way? It's like at your heart's true desire. The Knight of Cups with the Ace of Rods is what I'm clearing that up with. So you're saying yes to things, but at the same time, you don't know if it's what's going to fully fulfill you at this time. There's still a real pulling back on your part and not surrendering, Sagittarius, to basically what could be possible in this relationship. There is a safety net in this relationship, or something from the past, or something that holds you there, and it feels familiar, even like home familiar, like in a familial way even. So that's kind of giving you a safety net to kind of plunge forward to a greater sense of understanding with this person. And you are eager to say yes to that, but I guess just sometimes you don't know what you want, or you don't know how to actually embody what your heart wants. There's like a bit of holding yourself back even. So let's have a look at this safety net or the emotional connection that you guys share. Let me know more about this. So we'll clear up the Six of Cups with the Four of Wands. So the Four of Wands is a very happy and safe and secure place with the Six of Cups. It feels right, it feels comfortable. That's what's provided for you in a sort of safe, and even Four of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, secure kind of groundedness. And that had been there, but for right now, that's not. That's off. And that's maybe what your heart is desiring, a return to this safety. Because now there is a pulling back, the Two of Swords and the High Priestess. Let's look at the Two of Swords in reverse and see recently what has been even, decided on by you. Seems harsh, but maybe it had to have been that way. The Ten of Swords, and that is harsh. And the Page of Swords, a harsh decision or communication, a no. I cannot do this anymore is the Ten of Swords. But it seems like this cycle is behind you now, and it does seem like, Sagittarius, you guys have come through more of a tough cycle. It is in the past, and the Ten of Swords is a more obvious, difficult nature to arise for you in terms of what you're experiencing. And I see that has been resolved in some way, and it just could be now that you're trying to recalibrate after that and find a sense of just like a level for a change. Just find some leveling. Okay, so that's made you withdraw, it seems. The High Priestess, rather. Let's clear that up. That's like the sustained and enduring keeping away from your person, or not divulging to your person, or standing back slightly. Unless, Sagittarius, you're gathering your information, Page of Pentacles at this time, and you've got it here in this scroll, and you're like, I'm ready to tell them everything, I've got all the receipts. The Six of Swords. But ultimately, I see it as a continued pulling back for whatever reason. Even though it seems that your heart truly wants to say yes to something, you may be mentally finding it hard to get there. And you may be finding it hard to move on from something. Over the next, let's say, 6 weeks, the period is going to be a cooling off for this relationship in terms of whatever the Ten of Swords issue from the past is that has been resolved. As that happens, it may give people a chance to take a breather over the next 6 weeks, cool off, find some harmony in their mind again, both people even, and move on from a situation successfully, like some real healing done. And that might be just why it's going to take a little time. The Page of Cups. So something that your highest self is nearly nudging you at to say, to express, and to communicate. It may not even be completely related to the person you're with, or indeed the relationship itself, but it's related to possibly then something from your past, something from your childhood even, or an old wound from an old relationship. The Hermit card is looking at these issues now, and I think your highest self is kind of telling you with this Four of Swords as well at the bottom of the deck that you have contemplated this long and hard. You spent your time in quiet reflection, and the voice that you hear internally can be trusted. The High Priestess is that trusting in your gut. The Six of Swords can be a guide or a support, something helpful. So there is some guidance here, I think, reaching you at this time, Sagittarius. And the voice comes from within, and you trust it, and it feels like you remember it. And it is asking you to talk about something. You don't have to. The Two of Wands. Okay. The Two of Wands, let's just have a look further into your person. We will go, of course, a lot deeper in the extended, but as of now, the Two of Wands is coming through as a decision on their part too. So it's not just you making the decision, Sagittarius. the Knight of Swords. If you're dealing with Gemini or Aries at this time, it seems like they are making this decision pretty damn quick. Other than that, whoever you're dealing with, the decision is being made with some sort of haste because of a pressure that is kind of giving the person no choice but to make this decision. And that might not be the best way to make a decision under an enormous amount of pressure and urgency. We'll look deeper into it in the extended. So let's have a look at the Knight of Rods. Finally, your energy coming through possibly as a massive change of heart, really, by the end of the year even. The King of Rods, but an evolution for yourself within this relationship or without. For some, yes, it will be evolving into something more stable, committed, the Hierophant upright. For others, it will be perhaps Empress in reverse and the World card in reverse, a dissatisfaction that's hard to ignore, and then ultimately a change in direction. For those who change direction and stabilize and root further into this energy of the relationship, or either way, really, whatever way the relationship changes direction, the King of Rods is telling me that overall you've grown. You've matured into a more fulfilled and evolved sort of fiery nature here. And you are showing up as a better person to be in a relationship with, and it's great energy. So there is a motivation there, and I expect even by July, August, you'll see a better sense of where this relationship is going long term. Have a great rest of your day or evening, and I'll see you soon. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching.